Hi everyone, it's Buntime here with another bullet journaling video. Today I'm setting up my 2021 Bujo. I'm using an Artern Olive notebook in the A5 size. This is my favorite notebook. I've been using these notebooks for the last year and a half and I just love them. They're great. It's 160 GSM paper, so nothing ever bleeds through. So here I'm doing the nameplate and my key. I like to have my key on the inside cover. And I thought I was going to use my stamps with my gold watercolor. But as you can see, it didn't really work out. I swear I tested this and it was working just fine, but it decided not to work when it came time to actually do the thing. So I'm just adding key and then I'm putting all of my symbols. I've been bullet journaling for about 3 years now, so I kind of know all of the symbols already, but it's just, it feels weird to not have a key, so I always put one in. Pretty much the only supplies I used for this setup were my Pigma Micron pens with the plastic nib and the .005 nib, and a couple of different gold gel pens, a black pen, which I'll link below, I forget what it's called, and a white gel pen. I'll link everything that I used down below in the description in case you're curious. And so for my 2021 cover page, I thought it would be really cute to go with kind of, well, it's tarot card inspired. I can't think of what pretend tarot card this would be, but I've got 2021 in Roman numerals at the top, and then I've got these hands holding up kind of like a necklace, and the little charms on the necklace are just 2021. And if the hands look a little funny, it's because they're my hands and I have short stubby fingers. So instead of using the gold watercolor for the stamps, I decided to just draw on the stamp with my gold gel pen, and that worked out a lot better. And I was very nervous about smudging the gold gel pen when I went to erase everything, so after I did this page I decided I'll just save the erasing to the very end so I know everything's dry. And you can tell here I had already started setting up my journal. I did the year at a glance on my own, and then I realized, why the heck aren't I filming this? So I stopped there and then waited for a good day to start filming. So here I'm just writing in 2021 at a glance. I printed out some lettering and then traced it onto the page so that it looks really nice. I can't do that freehand. I have very terrible handwriting. And I also started writing in all of the mini calendars for my future log off camera. But let's be honest, that's kind of boring to watch. I mean, maybe it's kind of satisfying to watch all the little numbers get written in, but if you're filming it's easy to make a mistake. So I went for kind of a vintage gold embossed book theme, kind of. You can, with the borders, I mean. So on some old books, a lot of them, you know, have the gold foil on them and they look so cool and they've got the fancy borders and they just look so beautiful. And it's kind of Art Deco, but not really, because it's like before Art Deco too. I don't know, like old books have this. That's all I gotta say about that, but I think it looked really cute. And I'm just using my stamps again with my gold gel pen. I need to get a gold stamping pad. And I use that to put in the titles of the month titles. And if you're wondering, yes, it did take a very long time. It would have been so much easier with a gold stamping pad. And then I'm writing future log at the top, and I misjudged how much space I had, so the E is kind of small in future. But there are plenty more future log pages to be had. So I like to have a lot of room for my future log, so I did this over, I think, like 4 spreads? No, 3 spreads, because there's 4 on each spread, and then there's 12 months in a year. I like to set up my future log for the whole year, even though the journals usually only last about 6 months. That way, if I have an event that is happening outside of what this journal is going to cover, I don't forget about it and I can write it down. And the second bullet journal I set up for the year will have the first 6 months of 2022. Oh, and I didn't know if you guys knew this, but in 2021 we're actually going to have 2 Julys instead of a June. So look forward to 2 Julys this year. I went back and fixed that later with some white gel pen. And here is the last future log spread. I got pretty good at drawing those borders. It was kind of confusing at first because I didn't really understand how the lines went, but then by the 3rd time I did it, it went really well, I think. Half of this setup is just me looking for the right letters in my stamp set because I got so disorganized by the end of this. And that's the future log all done. I think it looks really cute. And this is going to be my dot grid spacing guide spread. Nothing fancy here. I'm just marking off the half with a larger pen, the thirds and the fourths with a smaller pen. I didn't even give it a title. I just it's just utility, nothing special, but I did end up screwing up the numbering when I do that later. But I went back and fixed it after I was done filming. Yeah, you can see there where I figured out that I screwed it up, but it's okay, it got fixed eventually. And this is my goal spread. I like to have a goal spread because, you know, it keeps you looking to do something throughout the year at least. Even if you don't visit it every day like you should, you know, you have some idea of what you want to accomplish in the year. And I'm just setting up this really cute kind of, I don't know, it's just a fancy title area. It looks kind of funny without the full border, but there wasn't really room for a whole border on this spread. And I have my goals split up into into different categories. So I've got relationships, health, personal, dreams for goals that I'll probably never achieve, but I still want to think about, and things like that. I've got my word of the year, which I still haven't thought of yet. If you have a cool word of the year that you want to share with me, be sure to put it in the comments if you feel so inclined. And then I also have a section for what I want to have accomplished by 2022. And I think these gold boxes turned out really cute. I think this might be my favorite spread of the whole setup. And I'm again using my stamps to put in 2021 goals at the top. Those stamps don't really line up so well usually. I got some stamps that can click together, but there aren't enough like doubles of letters to spell most things, I find, so I just decided not to use them. They have never been used, and they will probably never be used unless I get another set. Kind of a waste of money. So here I'm just adding a double line to the boxes, and I think that made it look just so much better. It looks so fancy, but it's so simple with the thick border and then the thin border inside. I love it so much. Oh, you can see relationship is kind of scrunched in there. It's a long word for small title space. And then here I just have a couple of fun spreads. I've got my wish list that I will separate into want and need. And then I've got my knit list. One of my goals for this year is to knit a sweater for my parents and my siblings. So I want to keep track of what I'm knitting here. Because if you're anything like me and you're a creator who likes to like knit or crochet or do really anything, you're always thinking of projects before you're finished with one project, and now you've got like a backlog of 50 projects you want to do. So you can just keep track of them here, or I'm going to. And then I went in with some more fancy borders. This one is like really swirly and cute. The reference I used looked a lot better. Obviously I can't recreate it perfectly, but I still think I did a pretty good job. The next couple of spreads are my video ideas and my tier list of teas. So on the left are my video ideas, and I just separated it into categories for bullet journaling, art, and other. If I do other kinds of videos, I want to be able to jot my ideas down here so I don't forget about it. And then on the right side, I've got my tier list, and that's just for fun. It's just I get so many tea samples and I forget to try them all. So I thought maybe if I write them down, I'll be able to give them a try, and then I can, give them just a star rating, and I can say whether or not I want to buy it again. It's just, very quick impressions of the tea. Nothing special or anything. I'm not going to be like, oh, I steeped it at 120 degrees for 4.5 minutes, and I put 3.5 milliliters of sugar. You don't really, do you measure sugar in milliliters? I don't think so. But yeah, it's just like first impressions of tea, if I like it or not. And then I'm adding some more borders. I think these ones turned out really cute. I really love the moons in the corner. I went through like almost an entire gel pen setting up this bullet journal. I couldn't believe how quickly the ink went away. I think that border turned out really cute. It's probably my favorite. It's really simple, but it just looks so fancy. Oh, and I screwed up. I don't know how I keep misspelling everything, like simple words, but I screwed up ideas, so I just went over it with a white gel pen to fix it up. And next up, we've got my period tracker. Pretty self-explanatory if you're a person who menstruates. It's a very good tracker to have, in my opinion. I just started using one these past 6 months, and it's actually been really helpful, so I don't know why I haven't been doing this the whole time. And I decided for the border I would draw like the moon phases, and I thought it looks so cool. It might be one of my favorite borders from this setup, and it's for my period tracker, which is kind of funny. But it also kind of goes, like, I think periods are associated with the phases of the moon. I'm not sure. It might just be some old thing from way back when that people don't really talk about anymore. Oh, if you've ever played Terraria, whenever there's a blood moon, all of the female NPCs get kind of testy if you talk to them. It seems kind of weird, but kind of funny at the same time. So the moons didn't actually take as long as you would think to draw it in with the gold gel pen, but I did go through earlier with a pencil and my circle stencil to draw in all the circles, but outlining them, inking them with the gold gel pen wasn't so bad. And I'm using my stamps again to put the first 6 months of the year down. Originally I was planning on doing the whole 12 months of the year, but then I realized, well, one, I don't have enough room anymore because of the border, and two, this journal's only gonna last me 6 months anyway, so why bother? And then I'm just drawing little dots to indicate the days of the month. I'm checking back at my year at a glance to see how many days there are in each month. That's going to be probably the only time that year at a glance spread is going to be useful to me. And then I put my key in later on after I was done filming, since I had some extra space to the right there. Next up, I've got my 2021 memories spread. If you have seen Amanda Rach Lee's video, she likes to put some Polaroids in her journal at the beginning, well, throughout the year, and she, creates a spread for it at the beginning of her journal, and I thought that was so cool. I've been doing it the whole time I've been bullet journaling, and it's always my favorite. I love looking back at the photos over the years. I've only got the first 6 months here because this journal's only going to last me 6 months. But I put 2021 at the top, and I put memories down there at the bottom, and then I've just got spaces for my little Polaroids. I've got a Polaroid printer, which helps a lot, so I don't have to carry around my giant camera. But we didn't really go anywhere this year, so I guess it doesn't really matter if I carry anything around, huh? But that'll be a lot more fun to look at the end of these 6 months. Finally, we've got the 2021 review page. I've never done one of these spreads before, but I've seen other people do it, and I think it looks so cool, and it might be fun to just have a place to think about how each month went. So I'm setting up my 2021 review for the first 6 months of the year, and I guess at the end of each month I'll just write in what happened, how it went, how I felt, things like that. Just kind of an overview, I guess. I do keep a personal diary, so this is kind of, I don't know if it's redundant. I guess it's like at a glance, here's what happened this year, instead of having to go through all of the pages of my diary to see. I think it'll be fun. I hope I keep up with it. I can see myself totally forgetting about this spread, but hopefully I don't. So I'm doing kind of those same borders as I did for my goals page, but I didn't bother with the double border this time. And I'm using my stamps again to stamp in the months. And this is another one of those spreads that's going to be a lot more fun to look at the end of the year. Like I said before, half of this setup is just me searching for the right stamps. It took forever to do this. And that's it for this setup. I hope you guys liked it. If you saw some spreads in there that maybe you want to steal, go ahead and steal them. And also, if you think of a cool word of the year, just something to focus on, make sure you put it in the comments because I need suggestions. So here is the final flip through of my 2021 setup. I think it's really cute. To be honest, this isn't the first time I set up 2021, but the first time I did it, for one thing, I didn't film it. And for another thing, I just kind of didn't love it, so I decided to start over. And I'm glad I did because I like this a lot better. And that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.